A new report by the Bureau of Labor Statistics finds that a whopping 4.3 million Americans decided to quit their jobs in August. And guess what? That trend continues even though the federally subsidized unemployment benefits expired more than a month ago. So what's going on here? Now, in August, some 892,000 workers quit accommodation and food services jobs, and 721,000 quit retail positions, and that's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics data. The healthcare sector also took a hit. 534,000 US workers resigned or quit from healthcare and social assistance positions. And no, the healthcare workers didn't quit due to vaccine mandates. They quit because they're overworked, understaffed, and they want better working conditions, they want better pay. In fact, I'll get to that in just a second.
So as we all know, we're in the middle of a workers' revolution, the likes that we haven't seen in many decades, because people are tired of being overworked for very little pay, and people want access to better opportunities. Today we're going to focus a little bit on the trucking industry, how there's a shortage of drivers, how new people are being brought to the industry, and a little bit of what this means and what's being done about it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Jackson White, co-founder and chief of content at Politiscope, and thank you for yet again tuning in to TYT. So, before I get into the statistics, as we all know that trucking really is the lifeblood of anything getting around in trade in the United States or anywhere in the world for that matter. Were it not for truck drivers, were it not for trucking, any of the commodities or luxuries that we have access to that we take for granted on a daily basis simply wouldn't be possible to get into our hands. So, what's the issue with so many people not wanting to work in the trucking industry? According to the American Truckers Association, the industry is short 80,000 workers, which is pretty significant, and that number could actually jump up to 160,000 workers within the next decade if nothing's done. Now, we do know that automation is going to play a large part in taking away job opportunities as technology increases so that driving can be done on the road. You won't have to pay people, and it'll probably be a bit more timely, a bit more succinct, because machines don't get tired the same way that human beings do, what have you. But it's important to point out that the median pay for truck drivers is $47,130 a year, which isn't that much money. It's good money, but it's not that much money. So that plays a part, but also the lifestyle of trucking. And again, that was where automation really comes into play, because the lifestyle keeps people away from their families for weeks and weeks at a time. Oftentimes people are only able to be around their families, their children, 3, 4, maybe 5 times a month, which is very significant in terms of how we grow up and the type of emotional support and access to our caretakers that we need in order to be mentally healthy and just healthy individuals in general. So the lifestyle and the pay, but especially the lifestyle, really is what drives such a high turnover rate. Turnover rates of up to 90%. And because again, it's such a very difficult job to maintain. However, what's actually interesting is that as the supply chain has been impacted by the pandemic and other economic issues, as tens of thousands of drivers are leaving the trucking industry, new types of people are filling in, like grocery store workers, gig workers, city cab drivers, people like that. And actually part of the Biden's infrastructure bill is to lower the age that allows for people to drive trucks across state lines from 21 to 18. So the younger people can really take advantage of the opportunities as older generations leave the industry and as automation lags, because it's not going to take over all the trucking jobs within the next year, 2 or 3 or 5 or even 10. So a lot is being done about this, but it's very interesting to see what happens whenever there's a vacuum created in any space in society, especially within any industry. So there's a big shortage of truck drivers, but new people are filling in, and it's being considered in legislation. So let's keep our eyes on this.